I want some creativity in the Seahawks offense. Come on.
Is that really what you want? Like, is that because creativity goes along with other sort of tropes like thinking outside the box?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that really what you want? Is someone that's going to do something entirely new?
Well,
Like that's really because isn't something entirely new as likely, maybe even more likely to fail than succeed in the NFL?
Yeah, but I think part of it is, Danny, that because there are so many of us, I'm not counting myself in this, but there are so many people that believe since the Seahawks are about to relapse offensively, that creativity is the way that they can take a step forward and be different and maybe more successful and just go in a different direction than where they were going. I think people want to hear that buzzword, and they're hoping for something like you're seeing out of Sean McVay, out of Kyle Shanahan, those running attacks that you've seen over the last couple of years.
But when people say creativity, they're not talking about when someone says creativity, this is what I think they mean. Run some fancy plays. Like, that's what I think that they're basically saying. I can't tell you what I want, so I'm just going to use a word that I think, use something that'll work, that they're not ready for. Call a fancy play. That's when I hear someone, I'd like a more creative offensive coordinator. That's what I think they're. Run some fancy stuff. Some twirly-whirly.
Twirly-whirly. How about this? How about instead of the word creative, Danny, if we want to get rid of that one, because I'm actually with
Exotic?
you.
Exotic
That's
is
where I was
another one
going.
you could throw in there.
That's where I was going.
That's just as dumb.
What about the exotic smash mouth offense of Mike Villarkey? He's around.
Did he have an exotic smash mouth offense?
Yeah.
Was that really a thing?
Legitimately was titled the exotic smash mouth.
There's nothing ever been exotic about Smash Mouth, whether it's a football strategy or the hey
band?
Now I'm an all-star band. There's nothing.
All
there's
that
nothing,
glitters is gold.
Yeah, see, now that's the sort of thing that you're getting. I'd like my plays to glitter with gold.
There's another word, cutting edge. Come on, I want cutting edge.
What in the world does that mean? Does that mean that you're going to run different? There's like 9 routes that a receiver can run. All of the creativity or cutting edge or any of those things that people are talking about, what is it? It's entirely spacing. Like that's all it is. It's how do you space out players and in what pattern combinations do you have them run to try to manipulate the defense that you're going against. And instead, you have this entire industry of people who are geared to talk about it as if they're debating some sort of high-minded social utilitarian policy or Socratic debate. I really like have a cutting edge discussion. That's not football. That's not how football works. You don't want them to sit in there and put on their ascots and sip brandy as they talk about and that's all I can think about when I hear the quarterbacks and the former quarterbacks talking about the creativity that they showed there. The 2 guys that you mentioned, Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, who I do think fit that, the creativity that they show is largely about how to get a guy running really fast off the edge of the tackles. Like that's one of the different things that they've done. And with Shanahan, it's some of the downfield route combinations that put different stresses on a defense. Like, none of this is, I want some creatives. He's not having someone go out and run 2 loop-de-loops and then run to the post. Like, that would be creative. You wouldn't have seen it before. So I don't want to hear creative anymore. Because basically what you're saying when you ask for something creative, you're saying, I don't know what I want, but I want somebody that's going to come up with it. Which, no duh. Like, that's what everybody wants. I want them to get creative with it. And if you truly were to have someone that's creative, like, there are high school offenses that are creative. The Pulaski guy who never punts, that's creative. That's totally different. Completely would not work in the NFL. So if you want something creative, prepare for absolute abominations to come your way.